Hello everyone, today I'm going to teach you integration by parts. So let's say that you need to take the integral of something like, I don't know, x times cosine of x. Well, there's no way that anything in here is a nested function, so we can't just undo the typical derivative rules. So what do we do then? That's where we need to use integration by parts. And for those of you who are taking the AP BC Calculus exam in the spring, there's always going to be one or two problems like this. But once you know how to do them, there will be easy points that you can always count on getting. So let's start. What's integration by parts exactly? First, I'll show you how we get to the formula. We start with the product rule equation, where if we're trying to find derivative of, say, u times v, that equals u times derivative of v plus v times derivative of u. This should look really familiar because it's just the product rule. And next, from this rewritten version, we just rearrange the terms and move v times du over to the other side and then flip it. So that's how we get to this. On the left side, we have just u times dv equals d of u times v minus v times du. And now we integrate the entire thing term by term. So on the left side is the integral of u times dv, on the right is the integral of the derivative of u times v, which just gives us u times v, and then minus the integral of v times du. And this here is the integration by parts formula. It might look scary, but it's really just the product rule in disguise. And now we can go back to our original problem. This integral, if we use a formula, needs to be separated into a u and a dv. But which part is which? Well, thankfully, there's an easy way to remember. So think about this acronym. It's just LIPET, L-I-P-E-T. L is logarithm, I is inverse trig, P is polynomial, E is exponential, and lastly, T is trig. So basically, this gives us a really simple way to figure out which part we choose for u. Just go down this list, and whichever one you come across first in your integral, you can use for u. Then at the end, it'll turn out to be perfectly easy to integrate through the integration by parts formula. And so back to this problem, we have x here, which is a polynomial, and then cosine of x, which is t for trig. And based on LIPET, since p comes before t, we use this for our u, and then cosine of x dx we'll use for dv. Alright, and now let's get everything ready so you can just plug in the values. So if u equals x and dv equals cosine of x times dx, we'll begin with this and take the derivative, which equals 1. And then if we multiply by dx, we get du equals dx. Now working backwards from here, we integrate this after dividing by dx, of course. And then based on the simple derivative rules, we get v equals sine of x. So now we have our 4 different values that we need to plug into the equation. And so here's the equation. So first we have u times v, and that from here on the left is already just x times sine of x. Then we subtract this big integral of v times du, so it's the integral of sine of x times d of x from this and that. And now we can just integrate this, which is pretty simple, just cosine of x, negative cosine of x, but then there's a negative sign in front of all of that, so we make it positive cosine of x plus c. And now that's basically all. Don't ever forget the constant of integration, of course, plus c. And so we're done. That wasn't too bad, was it? Let me know whether this helped, and if you have any other questions, just post a comment below. Thanks for watching, everyone.